show, do you remember it? It was called the Glee Project. It was a reality show to find new cast members of Glee, and it was perfect. The Glee Project. And we can't wait to relive it, cause we think we should have been on it. It was the Glee Project. It's actually crazy what they put these young teens through. The Glee Project. Skidoosh, 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 skidoosh. Gleep.
Hey Gleeps, what's up? How's it hanging?
Welcome back to Gleep, all you freaking Gleeps out there.
You friggin' Gleeps. We
I
know
like how
you
we
like
just-
to Gleep it out.
I like how we turn into freaks the second we start the podcast. But, okay, ready?
Didn't Glee have a
Gleeps.
song that was like, freak like me, Gleep like me?
Yeah. Gleep like me. That's how we go.
I love that.
Sorry,
Look at you.
not to show off my classical training, but
As we know, this isn't a singing competition, but
No.
it's time to show my chops.
this is nuts. So what are we doing here, Eddie? What is this podcast?
Once again, all you crazy Gleeps know, we are rewatching The Glee Project, Season 1, a wild time in reality television where, for some reason, Oxygen decided to promote a show on Fox and cast someone in a 7-episode arc on the show.
If they win this reality show, then they get to go to the scripted show. Wait, what would be your perfect show if they were to make a show like this where you
Oh
can
my
make-
goodness.
to win to be on a show on TV? I feel like for me it would be Euphoria.
Okay, Dollface.
Dollface. Wow, that's so you
Or
actually.
I would love to be an American Horror Story. I would love.
Oh, that would be
there-
perfect too. Why didn't you think
Do you
of
remember
that?
There was a great show a long time ago. I think it was on VH1 called Scream Queen. It
Yes.
wasn't Scream Queens Ryan Murphy, but it was Scream
Oh.
Queens, and it was a show. It was a reality show where these women were competing to be in the Saw movie.
Okay, we
and they
literally have
had
to
to
watch that
do-
for season 3 of our podcast.
Yeah, because it was so good, and so they were competing to be in Saw, and so they
And
had to do all
I
these like
kinda remember
horror
that.
film stuff. It
Yeah,
was
they had
one
to,
of my
like,
favorite
scream.
shows.
Oh, that's
Yes.
so you. Wait, Eddie, we need to pitch to Ryan Murphy that he should do the Glee Project, but for American Horror Story. Because
American
you
Horror
know they're
Story.
trying to revive that show. It's like been tanking. Like they're trying to do all this stuff to like make it better. This is exactly what they need.
Yeah, American Horror Stories, yeah, it's okay, the one-off episodes, but we need Scream Queen. Honestly, I want to be on Scream Queens. Like, let's bring back Scream Queens.
But
Like,
it's for
that
American
show-
Horror Story.
I have season 3 of Scream Queens already written in my head.
Okay.
I already have the whole idea. I might
But you
share
want to
it
bring
one
back
time
the
on this
Ryan Murphy show,
podcast.
Scream Queens?
Yes.
Okay,
I
for
have
sure. I never
multiple-
watched it.
I'm ready for every and any show, to be honest. Like, I don't know why a network
True.
has not picked me up yet as a think tank creative mind.
Right. We both need to be incredibly rich and working for the CBS guy. Anyway, off that track, I want to know how you've been this week, Eddie. I feel like we need to start off this podcast a little current events. What's been going
Yeah.
on? What's
Well,
happening?
can I start with my solo? And I think that's kind of how my life is.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
we
think
always
what I'm
gotta
getting
talk
at
about
is-
what's our solo.
What's your solo?
So my solo this week is California Dreamin'. California Dreamin'.
California dreaming.
I'm such a winner's day. Why do I always go into the
You do Miranda.
I'm Miranda Singh / a jazz singer like Ellis B. Wiley, who we'll get into. But no, it's just been really cold. I mean, so we've had a couple good days in New York where it's been like sunny and warm. And by warm, I mean it's in the 50s, which for me, that used to be jacket weather. And now it's like, I'm in a t-shirt walking down the street. Like my body temperature has completely adjusted to being a New York City boy.
Well, it seems like you're handling it appropriately well. We all miss California when we live in New York as Californians. But
Yeah, born and raised, California boy. Now I'm in the big city.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, how are you? I mean, what's your solo?
My solo this week is King of Pain by The Police. And
'cause-
it's my destiny to be the king of pain because I have a canker sore on my tongue that really hurts when I talk and when I eat. So if you hear me like kind of slurring or talking through my teeth today, it's because of that. It really hurts to talk. It
I
hurts
just want to
eat.
say thank you for your service, for coming up and doing
Yeah.
this podcast while
Yeah.
you're disabled.
Though I'm the king of pain. Yeah. It's hard, but, you know, I do what I have to do for the pod. Well, I mean, otherwise I've been fine, but it's from stress. You know, you get canker sores, they're ulcers, and you get them from stress. I took a day off work last week, which was supposed to be like a day for fun and enjoyment, but it ended up making me like stressed about work and about my deadlines and like everything. Yeah. Nice try, Meg, trying to take a day off.
Mental
Don't
health
ever
day.
do that again.
Throws you down into your mental health
Yeah,
spiral.
it makes me absolutely stressed out. So yeah, it really hurts. I went to urgent care yesterday. They prescribed me some stuff.
Well,
anyway, boring.
I'm praying for you, obviously.
Thank you.
I'm sending you my love, and
Thoughts
I'm
and prayers.
so excited to see you in New York City
I know.
next
me
week.
too.
That's something I'm very excited about.
Thanks, me too. $3, 2 bags, 1 beat.
One meat. See, I thought you were gonna do like New York State of Mind or like
No. I'm
whatever
Annie
that
all
Annie
the way.
song is.
That
What
is
Is
Annie.
that? Yeah, but
$3,
is that
2 bags, 1 me is Annie.
what's the title of that song though? $3?
NYC.
Oh, it's literally called NYC.
NYC just landed this morning.
Yeah, if we're doing
$3.
Annie, you're NYC and I'm the sun will come out tomorrow.
Yeah, like if they
So
do an
we're-
Annie episode, like I'll be NYC, you be the sun will come out.
That's what Ryan-
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
Oh my God.
I love you.
You'd be so good at that. Wait, Eddie, you should be Little Orphan Annie for Christmas. I mean, for Halloween.
Merry Christmas, all. I'm Little Orphan Annie. Little Orphan Eddie for Christmas.
This year for Christmas, I'm gonna be Little Orphan Annie. Honestly, yeah, do that.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. The red and the white, it works.
Yeah, it's very cheerful.
Start hand out presents. Daddy Warbucks asked me to give these out to all of you.
I see that for you. I guess.
Annie is a Christmas movie.
Yeah. So for Christmas, you're gonna be Annie. I'm goofy. Sorry, I'm a goofy girl today.
That's what the Gleep show is all about. It's just being goofy. It's all about vibes.
You're right. This show makes me feel goofy, and I wish we could binge it, but we're doing a service to the people by not binging it. So you're welcome, the 3 people that'll listen to this. Like, you're so welcome that we didn't binge it.
Yeah, I it's hard for me not to want to go to the next episode every time because I'm, as much as I'm like, this is a travesty to these people on the show, it's so good. It's so watchable.
It's so watchable. Like, I feel like anybody could watch this and be interested. Like, how did the show not win awards?
All the awards. How did it win every Emmy?
It was so good. Let's get into this week, though. I feel like we have a lot we're gonna need to say.
We do. Speaking of Annie, this week's theme was theatricality.
Absolutely. Yet they didn't do musicals, which, like, I get. The way they defined theatricality was, how did they define it? They were like, theatricality is about...
It was like about vulnerability, right? They were trying to say like, yeah, but so I don't get, I mean...
They really didn't define theatricality.
They didn't define what it's like being theatrical, which...
Sure. Yeah. They were like, you guys get
musicals.
it. Y'all get
well,
it.
the song that they have to learn for the first challenge is Bad Romance, which is theatrical if you think about it.
So it's
that makes
camp.
sense.
It's Met Gala theme camp. Where
Met
they don't
Gala-
tell
Met
the
Gala
people what
camp.
it is. Yeah, that's basically what this episode is. Well, this whole show is camp, but this episode is full camp. Yeah, the first challenge they have to do, they're like, okay, you'll be just singing, everybody sings a little part of this random Lady Gaga song, Bad Romance. It's not a random Lady Gaga song, but just random for...
Who's ever heard of Bad Romance?
Yeah, this indie rock song. But it's so funny because it's like peak 2010, and they're all like doing the little monster paws up, and like they're like, I love this.
I love Lindsay doing the full-on Bad Romance dance.
That's why
I would've
Lindsay
done
is
the
us.
same thing.
We would have literally been like, well, I know the choreo, so it's actually like this. In the music video, it's like this.
It should be like this. Yeah. I fully did the choreo when I saw Gaga at Coachella. Humble brag again. I'm just a humble bragger all the time,
of
but
course, yeah.
but I did the full dance, and people were like watching me, and I was like, yeah, you shouldn't be watching the stage. You should be watching me.
Okay, wait, you weren't in college freshman year when me and Ryan were in college, but our mutual friend Ryan, I distinctly remember like trying to learn the Judas choreography, me and him in like a
Ryan knows the Judas choreography, the Teeth choreography, the Bad Romance choreography. If you want to talk about someone who knows their Gaga choreo, it is Ryan Card.
Well, I still know the Judas choreography from learning it with him, and it's great choreography. So, but so it's kind of sad. It wasn't a Lady Gaga episode. It was just vocals, and that's a weird song to show off vocals, but whatever. I guess they picked it because it's camp. It's theatricality.
I mean, let's talk about it. Cameron didn't even sing. He just had to speak his line. He's like, you know that I want you.
Oh, yeah.
And you know that I need
he
you.
He did a little breakdown, but he was so sexy, which is like confusing because
he lights my
memory.
fire.
Yeah, my memory of the show 10 years ago, like, I don't want to give anything away, but one of the big things, like, I don't remember anything that went down in the show. There's 3 things I remember. One of them is Cameron being, like, a virgin. And I don't know if, like, full virgin, but I remember him being, like, there's gonna be an episode where he is asked to do something unvirgin-like, and he puts up a protest to it.
Does he have to sing like a virgin? Because that would be perfect. That's what I'd be like, your song this week is like a virgin.
Well, he's got a lot of sex appeal, so I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I do remember some sort of drama happening with that down the line. But he was very sexy. He totally killed the, you know that I want you, and you know that I need you. Sam could have killed that too, I will say.
Well, Sam did kill it because...
Yeah, what was his line?
I can't even remember, but should we talk about who our guest judges? Because that's why I want to say he killed it.
Yeah, because I think I know what you're going to say.
So our guest judge this week was the theatricality queen, Adele Nazim. Adele Nazim. I was... oh my gosh, me. I missed it. Missed opportunity for me. Which is funny. Fun fact. Lindsay played her part in Wicked, is actually currently playing Elphaba on Broadway.
That's the first thing I did when I saw Adele Nazim come in. I was like, oh my God, 2 Elphabas in the same room, but they didn't know yet.
They had no idea. It's honestly
have to talk to Lindsay.
Fate. I'm gonna work on it. I really am gonna work on.
I have to ask her, like, do you think of that moment as like the first time you met Adina? Because I'm sure she's met her. Well, maybe she hasn't, but like, I need to know.
I want to like. I just have so many questions for Lindsay, and I have so many questions for everyone on this cast. So truly, like, anyone we could get on, we need to get on.
Yeah. But yeah, Adele Nazim is judging them, and what does she say to my boy Samuel?
You were sexy.
She said hot. I think she said hot.
Yeah, hot. Yeah, she's like,
she casually threw it out there. She was like, you were cool, you were hot. Like, it just kind of like came out. And I was like, okay.
Trying to bang him.
Does anyone else notice she just called him hot? Like, no one kind of said anything about it.
Every guest judge we have had so far has tried to like hook up with someone else, or someone has tried to hook up with them.
Yeah, there's sexual tension between the judges and the contestants. Interesting.
Well, they're locked up in that Glee house.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't they just want to jump each other's bones?
Any of the
We'll
contestants?
have to ask Lindsay.
We will. She will know the tea.
We know
who would hook up though? Sam
Marissa and Cameron. But he's a virgin.
No, I'm pretty sure he's like got Mormon vibes. I don't know if he's Mormon for sure, but like I'm sensing, yeah, he either has like a girlfriend at home or he's like a virgin, because there comes a time later in the season where he's asked to do something and he doesn't want to.
So Marissa and Samuel then?
I think so.
I think that was, I think they saw each other and were like, this is going to happen.
So obviously we're hooking up.
We're the 2 hottest people in the show.
Yeah, do you ever enter a room and you're like, okay, so who am I hooking up with here? Like,
that's the only way into rooms is absolutely. Like, who am I making out with in this room?
I feel like especially on planes, you know, like there's like that feeling where like you get on a plane and you're like, okay, who's my age? Like, who am I getting married to on this plane?
On the subway. Me going on the subway and I'm like, okay, is there anyone here that I can like bump into on the subway? Oh,
and when
I'm
you
so
know,
sorry.
When you know you're the hottest of your like gender group in the room, and you're like, okay, so obviously I'm the best looking here. Like, who?
Me in my improv class right now.
Yeah.
I'm the cute one in my improv class.
Every improv class.
Yeah, I literally walked in and everyone looked at me and I was like, yeah, I've got this.
Why is that so true though? I feel like you can talk to anyone who's ever taken an improv class and it's always like walking in, sussing out like who you would hook up with. Even an acting class. Like, I have a friend in an acting class and she's like, yeah, so like I hooked up with my scene partner. Like, obviously we were the hottest. Like, they put us together, so like we had to hook up. Like, that's a thing.
It's real. Yeah, I don't know if there's anyone yet in my class that I'm gonna hook up with, but there are people who are they're staring me down, and I was like, I know that I want you. You know that I need you.
Literally, why is this perfection?
I'm so glad that we're both Scorpios and we understand that just everything is sexual tension.
You know, I was gonna pick for my solo this week, but I did King of Pain because that's on the mind. I was gonna pick the song Orgasm Addict by You've
been addicted to orgasms lately?
No, but because like just like I feel like sexuality is in the air, and I feel like it's a time to be sexy and like embrace your sexuality, and that's something I'm trying to do. Like I would like to be a sexual person. Especially when I look at Sam Larson's Instagram, I'm like, would love to explore sexual things.
You have been sending me his stories as of late, and I have to say, wow.
Because you're the only one that understands the backstory. Like, I could send that story to any one of my girlfriends, and they'd be like, hot. But you know his whole deal.
But
so when I send you
also-
one of his thirst traps,
he's also so
much.
cringe, like beyond cringe. Like there's.
Because he's
It's
an
like-
actor, musician. Like, come on, every one of them.
Like
is
we
cringe.
hate this. We hate to see it.
Yeah, we'll get to that though. I have a lot to say about Samuel at the end. When we talk about where are they now. But what did I want to say? Bad Romance, Idina Menzel. I don't know. I guess they sing the song, whatever. Nothing stood out to you. Did it stand out to me?
No, I mean, everyone just kind of, honestly, everyone was pretty good this time. A lot better than I think the last one that we saw. Like, what was the last one? Firework. This one felt like everyone was like way more into it and doing really well. And of course, Alex wins theatricality because
Alex,
who's more theatrical than Alex?
Yeah,
Like,
and the
this
second
is-
Alex song
you deserve
saw
to
the
win.
Gaga song, they were like, yeah, I got this. Literally, I got this. And they did some amazing like vocal riffs. Like, and I feel like Idina could spot talent. Like Broadway sees Broadway. And when Alex did like those kind of riffs on it and showed their vocal range, I think Idina was like, well, obviously you are everything.
Who else could it be? Who else could it be?
Yeah, I'm very glad she picked it. Them.
They move honestly straight into the choreography for this episode.
No
but
stop
I
at
have to say, the confessionals that they've been giving Emily have been brutal. She is tearing
Absolutely.
everyone apart. And
I
I'm like,
wrote that down. This girl is a shit stirrer.
Yes. Yes.
She is
I've
the-
never
and
seen a leprechaun dance like that. I was like, okay, girl, what?
Oh my god, she said that? Okay, racist.
Yeah, racist
Being
against the Irish.
phobic.
And like, I said I don't have a problem with Irish people because I have Irish in my blood, but I just have a problem with the, what's his face?
Damien.
The Irish one.
Yeah.
Damien.
She is a little shit stirrer, Emily. And she, you know, she got away with it this episode. No one called her out for being a shit stirrer, but she was ripping people apart in the confessionals, which we'll get to because there was some
we'll get
drama
to
in this episode.
She's the worst. Like, I don't understand how she can like come in here and act like she's queen of like the universe when Darren Criss wouldn't even hook up with her. Like, girl.
T. Yeah, Darren Criss wouldn't even hook up with you on the reality show that he did one episode of. So
Yeah. So
think about that.
that's your
I don't
problem, girl.
think. Did anything else happen in choreography?
Yeah, Alex and Lindsay start teaching the choreography, and Lindsay's like, if
Oh
you get
my
lost
God, I
at
forgot
all,
about that.
just watch me.
Oh my god, I literally forgot about that. That made me cringe because it reminded me of like the stupid shit I used to do when I was younger. And again, not trying to compare myself to Lindsay, but I'm just saying like, again, these kids were so young. That is the type of
Yes.
shit you do when you're first starting your career and you don't like, I just totally, I have a feeling that she would even cringe watching that because you don't do that. You don't unsolicited. Or maybe it was the edit. Maybe they did ask her, hey, Lindsay, how do you do this? But
And like if they're like, if you lose it, watch me, and it just came off because of like the
Right.
image that they're painting of her.
But it made it look like she was just like, no, here's how it's done. Because she was critiquing. She was like, you're doing this, and it looks like this, and it should be like this. And, you know, she was
But, like-
Leviosa when it should be Leviosa. or
Leviosa.
whatever. Yeah. Yeah. And no one likes that, unfortunately.
Sadly, it made me really upset because I was like, wow, this girl honestly has everything going for her, but like people are gonna think she's a bitch if she does stuff like this, and it's just not great. I also do want to say there was another thing that this is why I don't think Cameron was a virgin, but maybe it was, but maybe this was just like I read into it too much, and they're like, this is like, am I a dancer? I'm more of an in the bedroom kind of dancer.
Oh, yeah,
like, I dance
that
around my
surprised
room,
me.
and I was like, oh.
Okay, well, let me
okay.
just say what I'm thinking of. I only remember like 3 things from when I watched this show 10 years ago. And one of the main things I remember is later on in the season, he's asked to do a duet with Lindsay.
Okay.
A Christmas episode. And because it's a little sexual, they want him to kiss her at the end. And he refuses on the grounds that either religious or that he has a girlfriend
he has a girlfriend.
needs to be faithful to. Both things rubbed the viewer the wrong way. I remember being like, what? Because it's a talent competition. It's obviously they're not asking you to fall in love with Lindsay. Like on Glee, you might have to kiss like Leah Michelle. Like you can't just be an actor. So that's what I think of when I watch him be like, yeah, in the bedroom. I'm like, oh, but you can't kiss her. Like, I don't know.
Kiss?
Maybe my memory is wrong because memories can be bad, but that's what I remember happening later in the season.
I'm nervous, but
get ready for that.
I love Zach. I love Zach Woodley. I love how dramatic he is. If you look
totally.
horrible and stupid, I'll kill you. He literally says it to them. Like, he's like, if you look bad, I'm done with you.
And
You
again,
will
I
be
think
murdered.
that's the edit because he must have had a good relationship and good rapport with those kids. But they
Yeah.
edited it to make him look
They
like
make him
he's
look like
cutthroat.
he's like, I'm ready to take you down.
Yeah.
If you can't handle this choreography, get out of my house.
Yeah, and also it's bad choreography. It's awkward, and I'm not saying because Zach's a bad choreographer, but just because like you have to record just 11 people and they're all standing in a clump. And just make them do something like it's bad. It's literally like clap down, clap up, clap up. You know.
Well, I mean, you also have to think about who you're working with, Hannah, and not everyone can Ellis, Damien, and not everyone can keep up with the choreographies. So like, it's not a room
everyone's
full
Lindsay.
of, not it's. And honestly, hate to say it, I would have loved a show full of Lindsay's and Alex's competing against each other because I think it would have been so much messier.
Yeah.
It would have been so much more entertaining, but. I get it. It Glee's for everyone. This isn't a singing competition.
Yeah.
This isn't dance competition. It's a vibe competition.
And
What's
they
your
do-
vibe?
Other shows have that. Like that's what
Yeah.
American Idol is, and that's what whatever.
X Factor, I guess.
Yeah, it's people who are like almost professional. But yeah, these are truly kids.
These are
so
children.
Choreography goes horrible for everyone except for Lindsay. And then they get onto the video shoot, which they announce it like it's going to be such a big deal. And they're like, you're doing We're Not Gonna Take It by Twisted Sister, which is just so random. I mean, we all know that song. We're not gonna take it. But like, it's just like, it's just so
It's, like,
cheesy. I love
really-
how cheesy they are.
And the concept is like they're outcasts and they're going to be like, they're going to turn to rockers in the cafeteria.
Yeah, you're bullies, and then you go, hey, we're not gonna take it. But then in your imagination, you're rock stars in the
You're
cafeteria.
rockers.
Cafeteria rockers. So they give everyone like a cheesy rock and roll costume, like vaguely inspired by like real people. Like there's some Sam is in these tight like silvery pants.
I knew you noticed the tight pants.
It was such a choice. They put Damien in spiky hair. He looks freaky. I don't like it. He looks scary.
I laughed when Hannah's like, I'm just a silly, goofy girl. And they want me to be like glam rock. And she looks good.
Yeah, she should embrace that. Like she should
Yeah.
totally be like, it's just so weird because I feel like maybe I just can't get over this like characterization of fat girls on TV.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like we've come such a long way since 2010. Like I feel like when I see someone who looks like Hannah on TV now, I'm more likely to assume that they're playing a vixen and like a sex pot than to assume they're playing the goofy girl what's her name's role in Gilmore Girls?
Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, Melissa McCarthy in Gilmore Girls. Like that was 10 years ago. If you're the fat girl,
we've
you're
seen
playing,
that, been there,
you're playing
done that.
Suki.
It's
Suki.
that's her name. I couldn't remember. I
Yeah.
remembered it was like something interesting.
And now we have like Shrill and stuff where it's like, you don't have to be like the comedic relief just because you're fat. So I don't know. That might just be Hannah's personality. She says she's a goofy girl, so I think that just is who
she's
she is.
just a goofy girl.
Yeah, but I feel like if the show were filmed today, maybe she would be more comfortable being the vixen.
Well, I would hope
Stage.
so. I'm
Yeah,
really
'cause she
interested.
rocked it.
I don't think she wins, so I'm really interested to like find out where are they now with her because
Yeah.
I want to see what she's doing. I really am. I'm really about that.
Yeah, I'm really curious if she's still performing or if she's not performing. What's she doing? Is she happy? Yeah.
I was a little disappointed in the way that they did the vocal training of this episode, how they cut it into the music video. Like I want to see them in the studio every week. Like I need that
I
time
want that to
with
be a
Nikki.
segment.
Yes. I don't just want the clips.
They
even
did flashbacks to the recording.
Even though the clip of Lindsay once again was pure gold. When Mateus is like, "How did you do?" and she's like, "Did you hear it?" That's how I did.
Yes, I wrote that down. Literally, how'd
Did
you
you hear
do?
it?
Well, did you hear it? Yeah, that's what I did.
That's what happened.
And when she does it, I mean, she gets the accolades from Nikki, the vocal coach. She goes, okay, like what if you do this, this, and this? Then she goes, okay, and she does this, this, and that, and then a little spin on it. And Nikki's like, okay, yes, like
She's
she
like,
did it on one take.
amazing.
Yeah, so Lindsay does have the right to brag as much as she does.
Yes,
because
100%.
she is killing it. No one ever has shit to say about her choreography. No one has any complaints about her in the vocal booth. Yeah, she's killing it. Did you see what I
It's
did there?
just-
That's what I did.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Speaking of Lindsay, though, we have to talk because like this is where the drama starts to happen outside in the house
People
because
start sensing that she has that attitude.
well, I mean, it starts as like they're like, Ellis, that was so mean of you to like. Doesn't she call out Hannah or something? And like Lindsay was like sticking up for her.
No, wait. Are you talking about how on the video shoot the assistant choreographer was trying to like help them, and Ellis goes, "I just want to make sure I don't look stupid. Like that's my main concern. I'm worried I'm looking stupid." And
Was
the
I
girl
confused? Yeah, maybe I missed something.
And the choreographer goes, "I would never let you look stupid. Like it's literally my job to make sure you don't look stupid."
Look
and the
good.
choreographer was kind of like like I wouldn't say she was
Offended?
hurt. She's like a grown woman, but I think she was just kind of like, what now, bitch? Like,
And
you
she
really
was a
think,
Britney
you
Spears
really think I'm out
dancer.
here? Yeah. I think it was just the kind of thing like, are you really seriously saying to me that you think I'm going to let you, like you think I'm not a professional, like that I'm not going to try and make you look your best? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ellis rubbed that choreographer the wrong way. Again, I don't think she went home crying about it. I think everyone made it like a little bigger of a deal than it was, but it was just a good example of somebody not being respectful on set.
Exactly.
But again, you're
And you have-
allowed to when you're like 18 years old and you've never been on a set before and you're so nervous. Everyone was so nervous. Everyone was so afraid of how they would look. I mean, that's why Mateus ended up in the bottom.
I mean, I'm afraid of how I'm going to look on this podcast, on these videos. Like, let's be real. I keep looking at myself in this like side camera and I'm like, I look like Goofy a little bit from like Disney Channel.
I mean, that's different though. I feel like, I don't know. I was disappointed by how everyone was so afraid of letting go and just being silly. I mean, this is such a, I don't know. I guess it's high stakes and they're young, but like,
Yeah. And I think, and they bring that up too. I think the judges and everyone brings it up is they're like, everyone is so still in their heads and they need to get out of it. Like they need to go full out because like, that's what we need to see is like, you're not going to look stupid. It's going to make you look better if you're just fully in this role and you're fully doing all of it.
Yeah, and it's kind of unfair of me as like a almost 30-year-old who's like done improv for years and like totally would jump at the chance to just be stupid on a set like that. Like, you know, for me, like maybe that's fun and easy because I'm classically trained and I would kill it. But I guess I get it why they were like that. But like, I don't know. Looking back on it, I'm like, come on, live a little. You're in funny makeup. Like, go
Like,
kiss
let's
the
do it.
extra. Yeah.
Let's figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, but they didn't.
But Ellis also has another issue is she's never had her first kiss and she has to kiss a boy in the music video.
Yeah. And again, she doesn't
And-
have to. Like, I feel so bad. That's so awkward. Like, I feel like nowadays they wouldn't make you kiss someone. They'd be like, hey, are you comfortable with that? I think it'll be funny. And there would be like a coordinator on set, like making sure no one is being coerced into doing something they don't want to do. Because I feel like Ellis probably didn't want to do that. And she could have just said like, oh, that's weird. I don't know. What do you think? Was that weird?
My
It was
thing is
a
like,
quick suggestion by the director. He didn't like plan it.
I mean, my thing is, it's like, for me, it's just a kiss. Like, at the end of the day, like, if they had wanted me to kiss anyone, if they wanted me to kiss a frog or, like, even, like, a pig on the set, I would do
We're
it
different.
because I'm putting myself out there. I'm here to get a 7-episode arc on Glee. If
No,
you
same.
can't kiss
I would too.
someone...
Like, do you think, like, ethically, is that okay that he just randomly asked her to kiss someone without telling her that it was a kiss scene? Because I feel like nowadays actors get, like, you know, in their contracts that they need to know when there's going to be a kiss scene. Like, I feel like that's kind of a big deal. I don't know.
Is it crazy that I don't think a kiss is a big deal? Like, if they were
No.
literally, like, dry humping on the stage, like, naked, I think I would have a different feeling about it. Like, I would be like, that's a little bit too much. But I feel like just a quick kiss, like, hey, mwah, is, like,
Yeah.
fine.
I just think, like, the director should be a little
I could
more
be wrong.
delicate
I'm sorry.
about
I'm gonna
it.
get canceled. Like,
No, I think we agree, like, it's not that big of a deal, but a good director should be, like, cautious.
Make her feel more
and-
comfortable
Yeah,
with
make her feel
it,
comfortable.
yeah.
And maybe he did, and they just cut that out. I have a feeling he did because that guy seems like a pro. And then he
knows what
like,
he's
I
doing.
think there was more like, is that okay? Like, would you be? It doesn't have to be much. Like, obviously they had to cut a lot out of it. So I'm gonna assume that all the consent was given there. Not that I'm worried there wasn't consent. I just like want to make sure
Yeah.
you're being delicate with this 18-year-old who's never been on a set, like that you're gonna kiss. So let's assume she was like totally down, but she was nervous. And
very.
Lindsay goes, "How's that for a first kiss?" or something like that, right?
Which I don't think was like intentionally trying to be mean. I think she was just like, how's that for a first kiss? You know, because it was like a hot kiss. Like it was like the guy was cute.
I think they're
It was, like,
operating
a
on different
moment.
planes. I think Lindsay is operating on an adult level where you pal around. You're like, oh my God, we did it, first kiss. Like, and Ellis is not operating on that plane. Ellis is on a different plane that's more shy. And so when she hears that, she does not receive it the way Lindsay meant.
not
She
at all.
receives it as bully, which is why I think Lindsay is so flabbergasted when she's called out for that later in the episode, because she's like, oh my God, I literally thought we were on the same level. It was like adults who like joke around, but Ellis is not down to joke.
No. And then everyone's like, yeah, Lindsay is a bully. I'm starting to notice it too.
Yeah.
And I want to
They're
say,
just threatened.
I don't think Lindsay is a bully. I think they're
No.
just jealous of Lindsay. And they're
Yeah.
like, we want to make her look bad because she's just doing so well.
They've also never seen someone so confident before. Like they are
Yes.
all so self-conscious to see somebody who is like, no, I'm actually comfortable with my talent and I know who I am.
And I'm really
pretty
good, and I know what I'm doing.
They are threatened
Yeah.
by that because everyone is questioning themselves. And you'll see
Everyone
as
is
the show goes
nervous.
on, the people who are more confident are the ones that end up in the finals.
Well, you said it, not I. I mean, that's the truth. I also want to say that I don't think Lindsay deserves to be attacked in this way either. Like, I feel like this show should be about them being talent and they should be supportive of each other at the end of the day. But like, you also have to go back and think like these are 18-year-old kids.
Of course,
And, like,
they're not gonna.
they're seeing her in like the Sharpay image. They're seeing her as like
put her in
the
a box.
Regina George.
Yep.
Yeah, they're like, she's the mean girl. And
Yep.
it's like, I
Just
agree
because
with
she's
you, we're
confident.
yeah, just because she's confident. And it's just the fact that they're showing this on TV and they're making it such a storyline, I feel like maybe did some harm to Lindsay.
Yeah,
That shouldn't have happened.
She was totally
I-
the villain.
Yeah, and she was villainized for no reason, which I'm like, I think Ellis is a little bit of a villain. I think Emily's a villain.
Well,
but
let's
they're
say
not
what
doing
happened.
any of it.
Emily in the confessional says, I'm starting not to like Lindsay. I see a bad side of her or whatever.
Yeah.
She straight up says, I don't like Lindsay. I think she's mean or whatever in the confessional. And then after the music video is done, there's a confrontation where that Emily starts because she's a shit stirrer, where she says, basically, Ellis, I think you hurt the choreographer's feelings when you said, that you think you're going to look stupid. I think we all need to watch what we were saying and be respectful. Emily, that could have been a private conversation with you and Ellis. Like so Emily started that, and then Lindsay chimes in. She says, oh yeah, like that.
See, that's what I
noticed that
remembered.
too.
Sorry, that's
Yeah.
what I was saying. I completely messed up my people. I watched
Okay.
it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And so then Ellis turns it on Lindsay. And I forget how this goes down, but eventually she says, you should stop being mean to me every day. Or you should stop. What is it? You hurt me every day.
You hurt me every day. That's what
hurt
she
me.
says.
You attack me every day.
Oh, that's it.
the
That's
quote.
it.
You attack me every day. And Lindsay literally reacts the same way we would react, which is like, I attack you every day. Like,
Like, what?
Lindsay's like laughing, like, what the fuck? Like, that's like something a child would say, like if you're babysitting like a little kid
Hey,
who like is mad that you
Ellis
didn't
is
let
not
them have.
10 years old.
You're sorry. Yeah, you know what? I respect. She's not.
Don't call her a child, please.
But
Please, not in
again,
this house.
if you don't want to be a child, why are you acting like one? Yeah, and then she turns it around on Lindsay, and Lindsay's like, what? Like, no, I'm just saying. And she goes, sorry, can we back up? Like, why are you attacking me? She goes, you attack me every day. Whatever, it's so contrived.
Whatever.
I
So
can't.
who are your tops and bottoms? Because I've started writing out my tops and bottoms before the episode's end.
Yeah,
and
I think I wrote. Yep.
My bottoms matched who the actual bottom was. But
Okay, yeah. Oh, mine didn't. So you're saying
Okay.
who are your bottoms? Because that's who actually ended up in the bottom.
my bottoms were Mateus, McKinley, and Ellis for the reasons that Mateus just wasn't giving it to me. Like, I felt like everyone else had something and he just
was holding
seems
back.
off.
Yeah.
Ellis, because I just have a chip on my shoulder about Ellis, but like she just is like not, she seems like she doesn't want to participate in the way that she needs to, and that's bugging me.
Well, also she got
And
the
then-
most screen time, which is usually an indication.
Yeah, obviously, as we know from reality TV editing. And then McKinley, because I was like, I forgot she was even in the episode.
Yeah.
Truly,
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Which is not good.
She was good in Bad Romance. I have to say, she sounded really great in Bad Romance. But that was the only thing I really saw from her. And I was like, you're kind of holding back. Like, I need you to jump into the group and kind of, make a scene, because we don't know if she's country good girl or rocker. Which I want to
still don't know.
I want to talk about something about the elimination, but we'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, my bottom 3, I was one off. I did Ellis for obvious reasons, McKinley for the same reason as you. I even think they gave her some feedback on set that was like, what's your take here? Like, do you want to give us anything? Because she was so forgettable. And then I put Emily in the bottom 3. Why? I forget.
Honestly, I had Emily in my top, which is weird.
Yeah.
I felt like she sounded really good. Like, her vocals were really good in the both Bad Romance and the music video, and I think that's what saved her, even though she was kind of playing messy. Yeah, my top were Emily, Marissa, and Lindsay this week.
Oh, mine were Lindsay and Alex.
Oh, Alex, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I thought Alex was good. I mean, his vulnerability scene or theatricality scene with Idina Menzel, where she was like, act like you've been hurt, and he's just like gets like mad in the face. He's like, I'm not
does a full face.
it.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, like she's like,
but I like how
give me more.
Her main note was like, maybe do acting. When you sing, like, that's pretty much like, she said it more delicately, but her main takeaway was like, what if you actually acted while you sang?
Yeah,
like,
maybe
instead
like
of just sang.
Did the work.
Yeah. So then Alex is like, sad face.
So should we get to our? So we had our tops and bottoms. Should we get to the elimination?
Yeah. Let's talk about what happened. Who actually was in the bottom? McKinley, Mateus, and Ellis.
Ellis, yeah.
And they're tasked to sing 3 different songs. Ellis gets a jazz standard again, which is like, they really want her to succeed. They're like, please do good.
Well, and Ryan even says it after her song. He's like, we have not had someone like you who can sing jazz, and I really want that on the show.
Yeah.
She needs to lean into this musical theater jazz girl situation that she's just like, but she can't get her head around
and to be confident. It's like, if she were just confident in who she was and her talent and ability and happy to be there, that's, they want her to succeed. And unfortunately, the reason why she is in the bottom is because she's negative, which is exactly what Lindsay was telling her she is. So Lindsay was actually right. All the judges and mentored agreed. They were like, she doesn't have a good attitude. She doesn't believe in herself. And she's like piss poor, angry.
Yeah, and then Ryan literally tells her, I don't even know what her song was. It was some like Frank Sinatra song. I don't even remember. Mac the Knife. I wrote Old Mac Key's back in town because she said that line. And I was like, I think that's what it is.
Hey, old Mackie's back in town.
Old Mackie's back in town. I wrote Old Mackie's. I did not know
that
what I
might
was
be it.
to.
I don't know. I just sing what I hear.
I wish I was just these girls.
Exactly.
But Ryan, I love when Ryan's like, yeah, your attitude sucks. Like, everyone hates you. Like, you need to fix the attitude. She's
basically
like, I
everything
really
Lindsay
want to
said.
be here, and I am really good. And he's like, okay. And then she leaves, and he was like, she was totally acting, right? And they're like,
yes.
Yeah, it wasn't real.
Yeah, because he asked her, like, what will you do differently if we let you stay? And she's like, I'm gonna, but she said something, she did not answer the question right. Immediately after, I was like, she answered that wrong. What are you gonna do if you stay? How are you gonna change? She said, I'll basically shut up if I have any bad ideas. Like, she said something like that, like, I'll just stay quiet. So she basically didn't even say that she was gonna change. She just said, like, oh, I won't let you guys notice if I'm mad again. Yeah,
Annoying.
and Ryan calls
like,
her out when she leaves. He's like, she was acting. She's not. She doesn't know. Yeah.
Annoying. But whatever.
What else did they get? They gave Mateus
Gives You Hell by the All American Rejects.
Yeah. I don't know what they were doing with Mateus. What do you think was their goal with Mateus there?
I think they wanted to see if it's a very easy song to sing.
Yeah. When you
So
see
they
my
wanted
face, hope it gives you hell. Right? Yeah.
It's not, it doesn't have a
But it's
lot
like one
of
note.
up and down.
Yeah.
It's kind of just flat.
They
And
wanted
you
to see his
still-
personality.
Yeah. And they want to see his confidence because
He wasn't showing it on set.
he wasn't showing it on set. And Ryan, like, was basically like, so you think you have this confidence about you, but you don't show it when you go on set. Like, I don't want to see someone coming in who's 4'9". By the way, shocked that he was 4'9". Did not know he was that small. But
Oh, that seems
like-
taller than I thought he was.
oh, what did you think? Okay, never mind. We're
3'2".
not going to get into that. But Ryan's basically saying to him, if you're a 4'9" guy that comes in like, oh, I'm a small little 4'9" guy, blah blah blah, like that's not what Glee's about. Glee's about like a 4'9" coming in and being like, yeah, I can slang and bang anyone.
And that's
in this
not how he
room
acts. He is
and
so
getting
confident.
going.
He won the first
Yeah.
challenge with Darren Criss.
And he's like,
He's a confident dude.
I hear you like your abs. And he's like, yeah, I really like my abs. And I was fully ready for Ryan to be like, let's see him.
Same. I think we know Ryan's ready, right?
I think we know something. But yeah, when Ryan's like, so you think you're sexy? It was a very Mean Girls. It's like, so you think
agree.
So you agree.
agree.
You're really good looking.
You think you're really good. Yeah. I think what Ryan was getting at, which I kind of loved, was like, pick a side. Are you
Yes.
the one who's self-conscious about how tall you are and your struggle is like to try to overcome that? Or are you somebody who's already overcome and you just think you're the hottest guy in the room, despite being not, Western beauty standards?
Conventionally hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
he
he
needs to figure
wavered
that
a
out.
bit, but ultimately I think he made it clear that he is confident, hot,
Yes,
loves
yes.
his abs.
He's got the abs.
Yeah.
It all comes back to the abs.
Yeah.
Truly.
So
at the
I
end.
think he
I also
nailed the assignment. Oh, yeah.
also loved that like Emily kissed him on the cheek. He's like, do I keep the kiss
Yeah.
on my cheek? Will Ryan like that?
Right.
And he like giggles to himself in the mirror. I thought
He's
that was
cute.
hilarious.
Yeah, he's a
He is
cutie
cute.
pie. Yeah, so he did well, even though he forgot his lyrics. But that was because he was just totally jamming. He was,
Yeah,
and
and
he was also not a good singer. He did not pass the vibe check as far
But
as
I
being a good
was-
singer.
I was impressed by his Aerosmith screech when he's like, "Ah!"
Yes,
I was
he-
like,
he
oh,
tries
there's
to-
something there.
Yeah, when he riffs, it takes him a while to find the note. He's off key for a little bit, but when he does find the note,
It's there.
It's there, and he does a little.
With just a
Aerosmith.
little bit of training from Nikki, I think you could be good. I think you could be
Yeah.
real good.
I love how you're doing
I don't
Dr.
know,
Evil.
Dr. Evil.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of
With
training.
just a little
you
bit
could
of
be really
training from Nikki. I think he could be really good.
could sing 5 billion songs.
So you like your abs?
So you like your abs. So you think you're sexy. I'm only going to do Dr.
Wait,
Evil for the rest of the
Ryan
podcast.
Murphy is Dr. Evil.
He's like, Alice, so your attitude is a little rough.
So you think you're sexy?
I'm sure you think you're sexy. People are going to be like, what is going on? Watch the YouTube to see.
Yeah.
Watch the YouTube for the impersonation.
I'm obsessed. And then No Personality McKinley, they give her
Piece of My Heart by Janis
another
Joplin.
Piece of My Heart, and they keep
Which she
saying,
sounds great.
but they all keep saying McKinley has an amazing voice. She's got this amazing voice, which is funny because we haven't really seen her having an amazing voice on the show yet. Like she's been literally just fine, and so I have a
Yeah.
feeling there's something like she must have done a really good casting tape. Like her audition to be on the show must have been really good.
We need to reach out to Ryan Murphy and be like, can we get the casting tapes for these kids?
Yeah, let's reach out to
I-
Ryan Murphy and just like see if he has those tapes, send them over.
Ryan, do you have the casting tapes?
For $1 billion, can we have them?
We've already killed this joke. Like, we
Yeah.
can never do it again.
Very
It's already
bad.
like overplayed.
Very bad, very over it.
But I gotta say, when they asked her about the tattoo, I was like, oh, she has a tattoo. It's gonna be some like cool rocker tattoo, and she is the Hot Topic girl that you said she was,
Yeah.
not like the country queen.
Yeah, well,
and her
context.
tattoo is action, as in lights, camera, action.
Yeah, that's very Kentucky. From what I know,
I was like, okay.
yeah.
okay.
Ryan basically like I think, which was kind of genius. He says, "So I see you have a tattoo," and like asks her about it, and then uses that as like a metaphor or like as a symbol for how she isn't showing her personality because, she sings the song beautifully, but it doesn't tell us anything about her. When she sings
No.
it, we don't feel her pain. We don't feel her anything. Like we're just, and so he asked about the tattoo and he goes like, I kind of want to see the girl with the tattoo. Like I want to learn more about her.
I want to see the girl with the dragon tattoo. I
yeah.
need to
And,
know
and
who
I
she
wish
is.
it was a
Bring her
dragon
out.
tattoo because having a tattoo that says action, yikes.
I want to see the girl with the
Yikes.
action tattoo.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. She was so boring. Poor McKinley. Like it just didn't. She hasn't shown her true colors yet, and I hope she does. I don't remember from watching the
I
show 10 years
honestly cannot remember, but
ago.
not surprisingly, the person who does not make final callbacks this episode is Alice B.
Alice.
Wiley.
Because they saw through her bullshit. They were like, she is not interested in changing. And by
She
changing, I
wildin'
don't mean
out.
like changing who she is. I just mean by like, being grateful, being positive. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't want to be mean
just-
to this girl, but
Neither do I. And my I always have this issue with people, and this is in my daily life as well, because I've met people who just have this like dark cloud over their
Yes.
head. And I understand that life brings circumstances and that every journey is different and that there are things that can bring strife and pain and struggle. And depression is real and like people are moving through things. But like when given an opportunity like this, you need to try your best to like take advantage of it and push through that, because like if you're not going to get the opportunities that are given if you continue to, I guess, not be open and thankful and grateful for what is given to you. You know what I mean? Like there's a difference between being like sad and being grateful. And I think, and like even being positive and being grateful, like you can like still have like sadness and struggle and strife
and
but just
trauma.
being grateful.
Right.
You
like
know,
you can
like
use
there's
your
no, yeah.
No, I'm agreeing. I think you can use your trauma and your like sadness or, you know, whatever you have going on to propel you. And that can be what makes you great, but you never want it to be your identity. You don't want
exactly
your trauma and your, you know, whatever chips on your shoulder to be how people identify you. You know, there's so many people we know who have gone through, and again, I don't know what Ellis has gone through. I just know she has a bad attitude. So I'm assuming, you know, whatever, anything could happen. But I just think we know so many people who have gone through so much and, you know, started off with so little, so disadvantaged and have like proven everyone wrong. And I don't know.
They've taken their trauma and made it their power.
Yeah, and not their identity. It's not like, oh, boo-hoo, I'm the one who, whatever, has this ailment, has this
People
disability.
think I'm 10 years old for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a...
Yeah, you think I'm 10? Watch what I can effing do.
Exactly. I think that's what everyone wanted to see out of Ellis, is them, you know, say, well, look what I got. You don't even try to judge me as this person. I'm actually really funny and I got a great wit about me and I sing jazz. But instead it was like, well, I don't want to look stupid. And Lindsay attacks me every day and everyone's out to get me because they think I'm small and that I'm stupid and that I'm going to look dumb. And it was just
that's
like,
her own perception she's putting on
yeah,
herself.
It's like literally no one said that. Like we all want you to succeed. You're on this TV show, girly. Get it.
Girly, I haven't been on a TV show.
Yeah. You have. And we'll get to that.
I've never been on TV. And I was like, okay, wait. Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I'm a brag again. That's going to be my thing. I hate to say it. Yeah, I'm just, you know.
But that brings me to, and I don't know if we've covered enough of the episode yet, but I do want to talk about where they are now.
Yeah, I think we covered enough. I think we got through the episode. Ellis got out.
That's the episode.
And let's,
you know,
let's
next week
talk
is going to be
about
vulnerability and blah, blah, blah. We'll see what happens.
So let's talk about where is she now? Okay. So
I was so excited to be able to finally Google her. I wanted to Google her from episode 1.
I know you did. I know this was when we were both itching to find out. Yeah. And of course, you know, my first thing before I go to the Instagram is I always go to their, the Glee Project Wiki page. Yeah. Because I like to know like their fun facts.
Written like around the time that the show was debuted.
Yeah, this was written about around the time that the show debuted, but there are so many gold things in this wiki that I just want to bring up. Just a couple. Oh my God. Just a couple. First was her first concert was James Brown just 4 months before he died.
Okay.
She collects Asian ball jointed dolls.
Absolutely.
She can whinny like a horse, or is it whiny like a horse? I'm not entirely sure.
Is that misspelled? What? Okay.
WHINNY, whinny like a horse. I don't exactly know what that means.
I can whinny like a horse.
I can whinny like a horse. She also, and again, she loves horses, which we'll get into, which we will get into. But my favorite fact about her is that it says she participated in musicals Peter Pan and Kiss Me Kate at her high school that she went to. I'm not gonna dox her here. In 2010, so she graduated just the year before me, which is wild. She graduated the same year as you. 2010. She also played the rug in her high school's production of Beauty and the Beast. That was her
rug
big role, the rug. But you know, she also did make an appearance in Glee, by the way, in the episode Swan Song. Yeah, she's an audience member. She's an audience member at the Miata audition during the winter showcase.
That's because she was an extra. I found her LinkedIn, babe, and she was in central casting. Yeah. She was an extra. I want to say, in my head, knew what I thought she would look like today, I had in my head what I think she would look like and what I think she's up to, I was 100% correct.
You
down to the haircut. I said, I know this girl has a short haircut now.
And we're not here to shame her at all.
No.
We're here literally just to be like,
No,
it
she's
is
got her
what
own
you're
look.
thinking.
Yeah, it's exactly what you're thinking. Horses, cats, short haircut.
We're not going to say it, but
No, because I don't want to make
Yeah.
any assumptions about, like, I scrolled because we all make assumptions and it's not good to say those things out loud. Keep them to yourself. But I'm scrolling to try to see if my assumptions are correct. I didn't find any concrete evidence, so I won't say it. But
no, there's no concrete evidence of anything except for that she has
Horses.
She truly loves horses and cats. That's
yeah,
her entire feed. There's maybe one. She's got a lot of photos. She's got a ton of posts.
yeah.
1,400
she posts
to say
a
the
lot.
most.
She posts a lot. So she doesn't kind of live by the same unspoken Instagram rules that we do in LA and in other places where Instagram is your, whatever. She goes to the beat of her own drum.
It's her own thing. She's definitely like a southwest United States girl. You can totally tell.
Yeah.
She's
Can you
giving
describe
me,
the haircut just so people know what she looks like now?
Yeah, it's like a swoop to whoop. Okay, I've been watching the Tyler Henry new show.
Yes,
The Tyler
same.
Henry
I'm
Life
on
After
episode
Death.
2. Yeah.
Okay, I'm on episode 8. I've been crying every single episode.
I cried
by
a
the way.
lot in one.
Highly recommend watching it.
Yeah.
Tyler Henry is also very weird, but I love him.
He's a cutie.
But she has Tyler Henry's haircut. It's like
Yeah.
the short
Swoopy
with
in the
the
front.
long swoop on the side. It's very punk of like 2010. Like if she was going to like
it's Portland, it's Seattle, it's
yes, very
Yeah.
shaved on the side. It swoops over. She reminds me of many people I know that decided to move to this area and has just just they're like it's new wave scene, new wave punk. I was shocked I had more followers than her.
same. And I
Truly thought
you have a
and
lot
that's
of
not
I don't have a lot of followers.
Another humble brag, but like
Humble brag.
I can't stop myself.
I have 1,023 followers. Yeah, more. But she has a follow back from Alex Newell.
Which is huge.
And if you scroll far enough into Alice's feed, there is a pic of them two together, which I'm assuming is around the time of the show. So I hope they still hang out. I would like to know. And maybe that's something we can ask Alice. Because they're obviously on Instagram a lot.
Okay, so that I think is going to feed into Renact 3. It's time for DMs.
It's time for DMs.
So as you know, every week, Megan DMs Samuel and
Larson
I DM the person who
was eliminated.
I want to tell you right now, Megan, I am so nervous.
Okay, so
absolutely
why?
terrified.
Let's talk through why you're nervous to contact Ellis.
Okay, because we do this as like it's a silly thing. Like
Yeah.
we're being
This is a comedy
really silly.
podcast.
And I didn't know that 2 episodes in, I was gonna have to contact someone who wasn't
silly.
silly. It
Yeah.
doesn't have like 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
Even 5,000
She
followers.
will read this.
Yeah, like Ellis will be seeing this message and probably will respond to me. And
so we can't be silly.
I have to be authentic, and it's like I don't know. I'm first of all, I'm gonna send her a follow right now. I'm gonna do that all live on the podcast.
Do that.
I'm like I'm sweating. When you watch this YouTube video, y'all, you're gonna see me literally having a panic attack. But okay,
I still don't understand why. Because you're worried that she'll think you're making fun of her.
Yeah, and she just seems like from how she interacted with Lindsay.
Yeah.
And
we're Lindsay stans, so already we're not.
And the image that I'm seeing on Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't want to
ruffle feathers,
cause her pain.
Well, let's keep it short then. Let's definitely not.
You know me. I just sent her to follow. Woo.
Yeah.
And I followed. I don't want her to think that like I don't want to cause her pain because I don't think this is something that she is proud of.
Right.
And I don't. This is like getting really deep. Like this is a comedy podcast, and now this is. I just have a heart. I do have a heart. I do. Yeah. I'm not a mean person. I don't try to be mean. Okay, I opened up the messages. So let's
lead with
together.
Our authenticity. We do not. The reason why we're contacting Ellis is because we contact everyone who left the show.
Yeah. So we'll just start with
but the whole reason we're
hey.
doing this is to try to get a response. We kind of want to know what they're up to. So let's
they're up to.
Let's just make
Yeah.
it kind of clinical like that. Like we do this for everyone, and you don't have to say that, but like we just want to know
hey, just
what you're up to.
watched the Glee Project.
Let's say rewatch so she doesn't think you're crazy and stumbled across it.
Just stumbled across it.
Yeah.
Hey, just rewatched the Glee Project.
Mm-hmm. Hey, just rewatch the Glee Project. Drop a
Just
compliment.
Say, I want to say.
And let's do an authentic compliment because we joke about Ellis because, they were.
That your voice
Yes, we like that.
was fantastic in all caps, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I want to say that your voice was fantastic. Wish.
I would say, like, hope you're
You-
doing well now. It's been so long. Like, something like
I'm
that.
going to say, wish you could have. I'm going to say that, but I'm going to say, wish you could have showcased that more.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hope you're well, buddy. Because I always have to end with buddy.
Yeah. Do you want to ask a question maybe just since this person might reply? Like, a specific question so that it's easy for her to answer. We don't want to say, what have you been up to in the last 10 years? But like something like, do you keep in touch with anyone? Like, what do we want to know? Like, do you keep in touch?
Wish you
I
could have
do kind of want to know
showcased it
that.
more.
Yeah.
Is there anyone from the show that you're still close with?
Yeah, I kind of want to know that. I also want to know, like, is this something you've put behind you or is this like...
Oh, yeah. Or so should we maybe not ask who she's still close with, but maybe like, is
Do you have good
music still
memories?
something you What
Well,
are you
no,
gonna say?
I like what you were saying. But I think
Is
I
music
have...
still something you're pursuing?
Now, Ellis has a SoundCloud, but I don't know if they're still updating it. So that may be a good question. Yeah, are you still... performing?
let's figure out which question do we want to ask.
Yeah.
Because honestly, she might respond, and then that moves us into like we might have to ask another question. Like
Yeah,
I might start a
true.
DM relationship with this girl.
That'd be cool. Or you might not. Or she might be like, nope.
This could just go into her like back end. I
Yeah.
don't know. Okay, so
Let's ask
what's
an
the
easy
question?
to answer question. Like, just so she feels comfortable. Like, yep, thanks. Answer to your question is yes. Like maybe a yes or no.
So should it be, are you still pursuing music? I don't want to
Yeah.
ask her about the Glee Project because I
Just-
feel
yeah,
like
'cause
it's
we
gonna
need to-
it might bring up some really bad memories.
We
since
need to
it's
take a
episode 2,
temperature.
and
Yeah.
I'm just gauging. I'm all about vibes, and I just want to make sure
I think you're
our
on the
vibes
right
are, our
track.
vibes are good.
Yeah.
So
Because that's a personal question. It's more about her. It's not about the show. It's like...
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
I like that a lot.
Okay, so I say, hey, just rewatched the Glee Project. I want to say that your voice was fantastic. Wish you could have showcased that more. Are you still pursuing music?
Yeah. Great.
Hope you're well, buddy.
Yes.
Exclamation point.
Hope you're all buddy. We have to say buddy and everyone.
Are you still pursuing music? I cannot believe I'm sending this right now. This is wild.
I know.
I'm LSB wilding out. Okay.
Oh, I love it.
Hope you're well, buddy. Exclamation point.
Send, 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 send.
I did it. I did it. Could you imagine if it was already like seen?
She's probably on it. She's on the app every second. She posts like 3 times a day.
Yeah, I cannot believe I sent it at 1:51 p.m. on a Saturday. Let's keep this day in history.
Yeah.
Bryce Vine has not responded to me, but that's
Yeah.
typical.
And Sam has not responded to me.
So yeah, it's time
Okay.
to do now too. What was your last message to Samuel Larson? Do you remember?
Well, I feel like I might have replied to one of his stories with like a heart or something.
Oh, so you're going off the
I'm
book.
I've
gone rogue.
So I'm really tempted to go rogue because now that I follow him, he posts like Instagram stories. He's performing like a mile away from my house every week. He does like
I want you to go.
he does an open mic. I want to go too, but it's like for serious musicians, and I'm in a karaoke band. So
Yeah, but you're good and you don't need to perform.
yeah, I could just go to like God, he's on. I'm on his profile right now.
He's very
All right, I'm opening up our messages. So, yeah. So the only thing I've sent him is last week's episode, which was urgent. Should I get bangs?
Okay, so we have to start. Remember, we have to start this one with W because it's gonna spell out "you want to kiss."
Okay, wait. So I forgot we were doing that. I love that. But here's what I'm thinking. He posts really hot thirst traps like every day. And I am tempted to write back like, yes, king, crop top, go off. Like, I really want to be writing back to them. But I also, if he replies, I'm like, can I delete the old messages I sent him so it doesn't look like I write to him every single day? Because I'm like nervous that he'll see the shit I get bangs.
So you don't want to message him anymore because you think this actually potentially could be something.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
yeah. Let me just be completely clear. I think he's really hot. I think he's available. He looks like he doesn't have a girlfriend. And he's in my neighborhood. Like, he literally is. He must live around here. So I feel like I think I could actually get him to kiss me.
I think so too. Okay, so
I think we need to take it a little serious. Yes, we need to take this more serious.
Has he posted? Let's see if he's posted a thirst trap then.
Okay, let's check his
in the
stories.
last 24 hours. Okay, Samuel.
Okay, so he posted about his open mic, and then he posted a video in Silver Lake, my old neighborhood.
Samuel. Oh, that's Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, no, different Samuel.
Okay.
Look at that picture of him with the leather jacket and the chain necklace. So hot.
The black cat. I've walked by there before.
Yeah, that's Silver Lake.
Oh yeah. Okay. So do we
so
respond?
Hot.
Is he the one performing? Oh no, that's Doovie Boostin music is killing it. Okay.
So am I allowed to, can I unsend my urgent should I get bangs? Because because I want to be cool.
I think we should. I'll
screenshot it before I delete it so that if we ever need to make a compilation of all the times
I'm actually all for this of you actually
trying to kiss him.
Trying to swing this. Because I think this is what the DM project is all about.
Yes, we want
to get
action
a response from these people. We want action.
We need to actually, and Eddie, we know this from our manifesting practices. We need to be clear about what our intentions are.
Yes. And my intention is to...
Your intention is to...
Get an interview for us.
Get an interview. Yes, exactly. Like, strike up a relationship, make sure they know you're cool.
I'm telling you, this is one of my bad manifestations, like where I say something and it just actually does happen. Ellis is going to respond to this message.
Of course.
It's 100% going to happen. Like,
if we get Ellis on the podcast, I'll die. Okay,
well,
so
we weren't mean, right?
No, we definitely were. And I'm willing to apologize if she's hurt.
Yeah, I'm like, fun fact, on one of my other podcasts, I was really mean to Gigi from Vanderpump Rules, and then I had her on and I had a conversation. And I was like, wow, I actually don't hate you.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is we don't know the real her. We're being mean to the character was. Yeah. So I feel like hopefully she would understand that.
We judged you based on what this show portrayed you as. We want to get to know the real you.
Yeah. But just to get back to Samuel really quick. So your intentions are to get an interview. My intentions are to get at least kissed.
Yes.
At least. Because I feel like people throw their kisses out. They're like, oh yeah, I'll kiss you. People are really liberal with their kisses.
Liberal kisses.
Yeah, like obviously I'd like more because I'm a sexual person, as we discussed earlier. But I feel like
sex, baby.
Yeah, it's and so I would love. Let me just formally say, I would love to go all the way.
I'd like to go steady with Samuel Larson.
If you want to go steady or just go first base, second base, third base, like I'm totally down.
Home run.
I love it when you get sporty.
When I get sporty.
When your sporty
I love
side
sports.
shows up.
A hole in one.
A hole in one.
Rim shot. Okay, no, I'm done.
No, okay. So my intentions are just
references.
To get kissed because I feel like a kiss is something we could do for a little TikTok. Be like, hey, this is Megan. My goal has been to get kissed by Samuel Larson. And today
I am kissing him on TikTok.
He is kissing me.
Could you imagine him like just showing up, be like, okay, so we're just gonna film this for TikTok really quick.
I want to invite him over to my house. This is okay. Wait, this is my fantasy. He replies to one of my DMs. He opens the door to a conversation, and I start all business, flirty, but all business. I'm like, like, oh my God, just kidding about kissing. But no, actually, we're doing a podcast. I'd love to like have you on. Like we could totally talk about, and then we do the podcast, and then we just kind of sit on the couch and we just kind of talk, and
one leads to another.
One thing
you
leads
just
to
have
another.
a camera rolling the whole time, and then you cut the one. You cut the one image.
Then we
clip.
then we take our relationship offline, and then we take our relationship to the next level sexually.
Offline. You're not going to be. They're not making an OnlyFans.
No.
For just you and Sam.
Unless he wants to. I don't know what his interests are.
Oh gosh.
But okay, so I'm allowed to delete.
Oh goodness gracious.
Oh goodness gracious. We're getting a little.
Okay, so delete the message.
Okay, because I want him to think I'm normal. He might have already read it. For all I know, he's like, "You're the one who said."
You would know. It would say scene.
Okay, cool, and it doesn't say scene, so I'm unsending
it.
You're
good.
So we can start off fresh. Okay, now, since he here's my issue. I want to send him a message live on the pod. I think it's really fun to do that, but it's not working just by the one test we did.
Let's just do, you have a homework assignment.
Yeah. To reply to one of his stories.
Reply to one, and if you're really feeling frisky, maybe two, and you report back on it next week.
Yeah.
So
and the vibe is
live.
flirty, but not too. Okay.
Your vibe is you're sliding into the DMs. That's your homework assignment.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we get into the rest of our segments?
Yep, let's round it up with the rest of our segments.
So I think you want to lead into Ryan's Randy Roundup before we do the rest, because as you know, Ryan's Randy Roundup is where we talk about who Ryan Murphy was trying to bang in the episode.
It's Ryan's Randy Roundup, yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, Eddie, who do you think Ryan Murphy was trying to bang in this episode?
This is so simple. He was trying to bang Mateus.
Yeah.
And I know we're very limited because Ryan only has interactions with the three people in the bottom. Because, Ryan Murphy loves a good bottom.
Yeah.
But the way he was like talking about Mateus's like abs, and he's like, yeah, you're a small guy, but you're hot.
I hear you like your abs.
I hear you like your abs. Like Ryan Murphy was totally ready to be like, yeah, come let me like come sit on my lap, Mateus. Come over here. Like let me show you how
sit on my lap. Totally, he wanted Mateus on his little lap.
He wanted little Mateus on his little lap.
Speaking of little, I do have to say at one point the choreographer, I wrote this down because I thought it was so mean, but he said he's a great little performer. He said about Mateus. Like, you can't just say little performer because he's small. You can't say he's a great little performer.
This is also why I think Zach is gay, because he is problematic and has
He did
no
something
filter.
else that was like maybe gay-ish during the episode. I forget what it was, but like, oh yeah, he was obsessed with Cameron being sexy during the
he was like
rehearsal.
He's just like not even trying. He's just like sexy. He's just like doing it for me.
That's when I was like, wait, maybe he is gay.
We're not allowed to look up Zach Woodley's sexual orientation until the final episode.
Yeah.
And then we're going to find out once and for all
if he has a wife and kids or if he is out in WeHo.
He does not have a wife and kids. If he is straight, he is slanging and banging all over town. He's got like 14
sometimes
girlfriends.
Those straight guys are like wife and kids randomly. I don't know.
And they just flirt with everything under the sun. Okay.
Maybe it was 10 years ago. It was a different time. Okay, so that's
older now.
That's Ryan's Randy Roundup.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's do
we...
while you're gleeping.
While you were gleeping.
Do you have one? I'm trying to think of what I was gonna do. Or no, maybe we talk about how about that for a first kiss, and then we turn that into a romantic scene
with
between
Ellis
and Lindsay.
Yes, I think they need to hate fuck each other.
Okay, let's. So
does this take place on set or afterwards? I think it could be afterwards where it's like, wow, hot day on set, right? And she's like, don't tell people I've never kissed.
Okay. So who do you want to be? Do you want to be Lindsay or do you want to be Ellis?
I kind of want to be Ellis.
Okay, I'll be Lindsay.
Or do you want to be Ellis?
No, I'll be Lindsay. That works for me.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start with the line. How about that for a first kiss?
Yeah.
Or should I say
we're on set, or because that's
I
she
think
said
we
that
should
on
be on
set.
set.
Okay,
yeah, I think we should be on set, full glam makeup when we look our hottest. I don't
Okay.
think it's and you know, we're having just like a little bit of a conversation.
So your goal is to seduce, and mine is to I'm a little coy because I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So I just kissed. Whew. Whoa.
How about Alice? How about that for a first kiss?
Hey, keep your voice down. I don't need everybody here knowing my business, okay? But yeah,
Well,
it was a good kiss.
okay. I mean, your first kiss should be better than okay.
Oh, well, I don't know. I'm on set. You know, I had to do it for the cameras. It's not like I even really like this guy.
Well, what kind of guy or girl would you like? I mean, maybe we could try something ourselves.
Wow. I've never really thought about that. I mean, I barely even think about what I want. I don't know. You would have to show me what to even do. I mean, if I'm ever going to kiss again on Glee per se, like let's say, I don't know, let's say they cast me to kiss a girl for some weird reason on Glee, which is like, I don't know why they would do that, but what if they asked me to do that? Like, how would I even know how to do that?
Well, Ellis, if you get lost, just follow my lead.
You are classically trained and I'm just a jazz singer.
Well, jazz is all about improv. And when we're in each other's mouths, we just got to see how it goes. Go with the flow.
Sorry,
Let our
you said
tongues do the
when we're
talking.
in each other's mouths, and if I could just back up to that real quick. God, what, you know, I've only kissed once before. What part of me goes in your mouth? If I were to kiss you and for whatever weird reason, I would do that.
Though that tongue can do more than just scat, baby.
Oh,
it can
would go in
play
your
with
mouth.
mine.
Wow. Lindsay, you seem like you know a lot about kissing. Are you an expert
yeah.
on everything musical theater and kissing?
I'm a expert in it all. You know, they don't call me Lindsay Pierce for nothing.
Yeah. I guess they don't call you Lindsay Pierce for nothing. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. I feel better just even knowing that you kind of have the answers to everything.
Well, I can show you better than I can tell you. So if you ever, you know, want
You're right.
a second
in the rehearsal
chance at
room today,
first
you did show me everything in the rehearsal room today, even though I didn't ask. When you showed
do you
us
wanna
all the
kiss,
choreography.
Alice? Are we gonna make out or not?
Meet me in the girls' dormitory later. If you see Emily, tell her that I'm upset, and then we're gonna have a fight. Listen, Lindsay, this is how it's gonna go down, okay? I don't want to
Okay.
get like this on set, all right? I'm trying to do my coy 10-year-old thing here, but you've pushed me too far. Let's step aside for a moment so no one else can hear us. Hey, we're gonna do this, okay? We're gonna do it right. So after this set, you're gonna meet me in the girls' dormitory because we all share one big bed in the Glee housing project. Okay, as you know, all the women
love
on
our
this
big
show
bed that we all push together, just all sleep in.
Okay, and we non-sexually sleep together every night. You're gonna meet me in that room where we non-sexually sleep, and I'm gonna make sure that Emily thinks she's starting a fight between us. I want you to say something so nasty to me, and then I'm gonna say something so nasty to you, and then the second those cameras are off, I want you to show me what part of me goes in your mouth.
I like the part when you said we'll talk nasty to each other. That gets me hot and going.
Yeah,
You want to know how good?
Guess
how
what I
good
plan on
can
saying
be?
to you.
What?
I'm gonna tell you in front of everyone that you attack me every day, and just know when I say that, I'm not talking about emotionally. I'm talking.
I was hoping you were gonna say that. I'm
I'm
gonna
tell them you
attack you
attack me.
physically.
Yeah, with your
not in a
tongue.
bad way, not in a way that would hurt you,
No,
but in a way that will make
'cause
you
it's
feel
all
the ultimate
love.
pleasure.
Yeah. All right. Megan is uncomfortable right now.
That turned like a weird like fanfic like
Yeah.
like I'm sorry I got so aggressive, but I just feel like Lindsay has so much confidence that she would just be, if she wants it, she's going to go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. You were trying hard to get the kiss, and I was really playing coy because that's what Ellis is doing.
Yeah.
Ellis is not letting anyone know how they really feel about. It got uncomfortable for me at the end when I did decide to let you have what you wanted and be sexual. And then I was like, I feel bad that we are making these real people fully be so that we're just playing.
It's improv. It's what we take. This isn't real.
You're right. This show is not real, and I'm sure the contestants would agree that this is not real life.
This is not how it would have gone down at all. It really isn't. But in our world, it was going down. And I'm sorry. I am not that aggressive in real life. Well, that's a lie. But not really.
Well, I feel like they should have kissed and made up. You know, that would have been a nice ending. Maybe not aggressively hooked up. Also, I do think they all share one big bed. I'm pretty sure that's because
when you said that, I think I was a little taken aback by that. I was like, oh, so we all share a bed together every night in the Glee house.
That was something I was gonna bring up because they finally show like the girls' dorm, so we do see like, oh, they are living together, like just like the real world or whatever. And like I was kind of confused about the layout of the girls' dorm because it looked like all their beds were like right up next to each other, like Love Island style, which is so weird.
They just like push them
they
all
can't
together.
afford for a hotel
That's
room.
So weird.
Where did they film this? Like that's going to be a big question I have if we ever get to talk to one of these people. Maybe you can ask Ellis that. They filmed at Ryan.
Should I have asked Ellis?
Where did they
Do
film
you guys
this?
all sleep together in the same bed?
In one big bed. Should I ask Sam that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be if Cameron and Samuel were sleeping together every single night. I would. In one big bed. I think that would be. I'd be like, sign me up for the Glee Project.
Sign me up. Sign me up for the Glee Project.
I don't sing, I don't dance, I don't act. I'll just lay in the bed all day. Find me in the boys' dormitory.
Lay in the bed. Hey boys, mind if I lay down in between you?
Hey, that looks to me like a little spot for a little guy. let me pop right in. Sorry, Mateus, your time's done.
It looks to me like there's a little spot for a little guy. Do y'all mind if I pop in?
I can't. We need to move forward. All right, let's move to our last segment, which is tag yourself. Who were you in this episode?
Oof. I mean, the easy answer is Lindsay, but let me think about it hard because I don't think me as like an almost 30-year-old, I would never teach someone how to do the choreography if they didn't ask. I would never say, you kind of look like this, unless it was like a close friend who I'm joking with. So I actually don't. But then again, my 18-year-old self would have definitely done that. Because my 18-year-old self thought she was hot shit and didn't know that it's rude to do things like that.
Can I tag you in this episode? Because I think I know who you were.
Oh, tell me.
I think you were Adele Dazeem. I think you were Adina Menzel because you called Samuel Lyson hot. You gave the notes about acting in a really like good way,
which was just
like,
act. Hot tip.
I think you were Adina Menzel. I hate to say
I was Adele Dazeem. Wait, I actually do vibe with that because she was cool as a cucumber, and I'm totally chill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Okay,
of course.
Who are you?
This is gonna come from left field, but I think I was Mateus.
I was about to say that. Yes,
I am hot, and I do love my abs.
Yes,
and
you would have sat right down on Ryan's little lap.
I would have. Nah. If there was a roll in one hand, like a contract in one hand, I would sit on the lap to sign the contract. Don't get me wrong.
It's gonna take a little more than just a come over here on my little lap.
Come over here on my little lap, but I think I was Mateus because honestly, that's why I would have sang gives you hell too.
Yeah,
I would have done. You hell. Not that bad.
You hell. Yeah, I wish you guys got to listen to Mateus sing that. We'll post it, but yeah, no, I totally see you as Mateus too because. Like the way he just sang it and the way he smiled, like, because you're a little coy too. People are like, oh, you think you're hot, and you're like, no, oh,
I'm
yeah.
not hot.
Yeah. You're like, oh, I'm just a little
I
guy.
looked at the camera to the left.
I
I'm
feel like
not
you do that too, where you start off by saying like, no, oh my God, I don't have any self-confidence. Like, I'm just this guy. Like, I'm just over here. And then people are like, wait, no, actually, I have you on camera saying how hot you are. And you're like, what? Me?
Like, who got that video?
Who got that?
of you taking
Where'd you get
yourself?
that?
It was
Where-
like a
yeah,
selfie.
it's
Like,
a-
I am so
yeah,
effing hot.
Exactly. That is so you to be like, oh, well, no, I'm not even. I'm just shy. And then people being like, we actually have a written statement of you saying how hot you think you are. You're like, what?
I'm like, where did you get that?
Yeah. We're Mateus. I love that you're Mateus.
Humble brag.
This is so good for us that we could be like different people every week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was gonna say I was Emily because like I can get a little bit of messy
Right.
in the, I could stir the shit, but
Sure.
I wouldn't do it that much.
Yeah.
I'm not that aggressive.
And
but
that's why I'm not Lindsay, because I would have avoided conflict. Like the second she said
Mm-hmm.
you attack me every day, I would have been like, I would have started crying. I would have been like, well, yeah, you think I'm mean? Like I wouldn't have been able to even entertain that conversation.
Yeah, well,
Okay, hell yeah.
I think that's the end. Do we end with our duet? Because I think I know what our duet is. Do you know
I
what our
have
duet is?
no idea. I'm ready though. Don't even tell me. I'll just jump in. Let's do
One
it.
second, just let me.
Okay, get in the mindset of us being ugly.
Okay.
Tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow, you're only a day away.
I did like a monotone. Little Orphan Eddie, catch me at Christmas.
The Glee Project. Skidoosh, 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 skidoosh.